Welcome to Your Inspired Journey. I'm Carla Andrews, and I have the pleasure of meeting and speaking with Christelle Biiga. She's going to be able to tell us of different things in regards to her as a transformational coach, and of course, as an amazing speaker. She's bringing to our audience amazing nuggets of wisdom, of transformational ways of that we can add to our values, of our lives, and our business. Welcome. How are you, Christelle?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm really happy to be here today with you, and thank you for having me, Carla.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I know last time that we talked, we had such an amazing conversation. So we're going to start first by sharing with the audience just a little bit about who you are and just how did you get to this point of doing what it is that you do as a transformational coach, as being a speaker, and really just gracing different stages around the world.
Wow, okay. I'll try to keep it short. So my name is Christelle Biiga, and I'm originally from Cameroon. That's probably why you hear this beautiful accent. I moved into the United States 4.5 years ago. Just for the weather, I chose California. Beautiful.
It's beautiful weather, isn't it?
Yes, I got my visa in December. I knew it was winter and in Cameroon. December is really hot. So there was no way for me to come try to figure out how to live in the snow. So I went on Google, I checked out states that don't have the snow, true story. And California was one of them. And then I remembered we have Hollywood in California. So I was like, let's go to LA. Here am I. I had no friends here, no family, nobody waiting for me at the airport, just me, myself, and I, and my dreams. Luckily, I didn't know LA. Now people are telling me that was a crazy move. Good thing I didn't know, right? So here am I today. When I started working here, I was working with an airline. Started as a customer service representative, but in less than a year, I became the manager. When I started, I barely spoke for English, but hey, who knows what you can do when you really want to, right? So I became the
That's
manager,
right.
but yes, but then last year I decided to make the big jump, go full time in my coaching business. That was a crazy move, but by this time we know already that I don't really care about crazy moves. So so even though it was scary, it was really scary. It was really a crazy decision to make because again, I have nobody here. Like if I fail in my business, I'm going to go stay a little bit with my sister or stay for a while with my parents until I'm able to figure out what to do next. I didn't have that option. So I had to make it work. So it was crazy for me to quit that great job to go full time. And unlike a lot of entrepreneurs, I didn't hate my job. I didn't hate my boss. My team was great. My company loved me. As a matter of fact, they refused my resignation twice. I had to try
Wow.
twice for them. Yeah. So I wasn't in a place of I hate this and they hate me and let me just go do something else. I was in a really great place professionally. So it didn't make sense for the common brain to understand why I would want to do such, crazy thing. But after crying, because that's how scared I was, I
Hmm.
remember sitting on the verge of my couch when I knew I had
Wow.
to quit and go full time to do this. I sat there one day in my previous apartment and I was crying like a baby, asking to myself, "What is wrong with you, Krista? What is
Wow.
wrong with you? Why can't you just be satisfied with what you have? You have it good. People admire you. Even your colleagues don't understand how you became a manager so fast and never have. So what do you want? Why can't you just be happy now?" And I just knew I needed more. There was no logical reason why I was about to do what I was about to do. But there was a fire in me that I just couldn't ignore, that I couldn't satisfy with a good paycheck or a good professional situation. There was more in me that needed to come out. So I knew I needed to do the crazy move, and I did. The first time that my boss said, "No, you're not leaving, right? So figure it out. You're the manager. Make it work. I don't know. You have your business, great, but figure it out. Make it work." I tried, and if you work with energy, or if you are spiritual a little bit, when you are not in the right place, things around you start showing you that you shouldn't be there anymore. Those that read the
Mm.
Bible, the story of Jonas trying to run away from his mission ended up in the belly of a fish. Just when you're not in the right place, things just start feeling weird. So that's what started happening in my workplace. Things just started going sour, and I knew what was going on. I knew I was the Jonas in that boat at that very moment. I knew I shouldn't be there anymore. But because
Mm.
I was trying to not disappoint my boss. I was trying to not, disappoint my colleagues, disappoint my team that was begging me to not stay. I was pleasing them, but I wasn't following what I was supposed to be doing, what my soul was calling me to do. So I wasn't serving myself and I wasn't serving them. And a lot of people
Wow.
can find themselves in that place of you have a decision to make, but you think about other people. You don't put yourself first. And they teach us that it's selfish to put yourself first. It's selfish to think about what is good for you, what you really want to do. But the truth is, until you really do what you want to do, you can't be of service for anyone else. You can't love
Wow.
people enough to sacrifice yourself for them. That doesn't make sense. It looked for them like I was, showing love or I cared about them, but I wasn't helping them. And they didn't see that. But from where I was seeing that. And the things that were happening, I knew I wasn't doing any good to anybody, not to myself, not to them. So I had to quit. The second time, they gave me a leave of absence because again, you go, you come back, right? So you're not really leaving. So I took that.
You bet.
Yes, I took that because it was safe, right? For my brain, it made sense. I'm a human, right? So even though I know that this is the right move, the fear is still there, and I'm trying to, give myself, excuses that okay, I tried, I didn't want to. I did it, right? But it didn't. So okay, let me take a leave, and who knows? During that time, I didn't have any client. When I decided to go full time in my job, it was in my business. I wasn't like, okay, now that my business can replace my income, let me do it. No, I had zero clients. That's how crazy it was, zero. So I had $0 coming from my business. So I
That
took
was
the
bold.
yeah.
That was
So
bold. Hmm.
I took the leave of absence, and my goal was I need to make this happen because the HR told me this. She said, okay, starting a business, we understand you need time to focus on that. But, sometimes it doesn't work out, right away. So how about you go do that? And then when things are kind of moving a little bit, you can come back. So it was a good option for my brain, right? It felt safe to not lose everything because if the business doesn't work out, at least I will still go back to my paycheck, right? So it was a safe space to be. And nothing happened during my leave of absence, zero client. So I had to make a decision, go back to my paycheck, to the safety, or keep being the crazy person in that room. I had
And
to,
and when you're saying crazy, it's not necessarily that you were being crazy, but you were being bold and confident
yeah, but then it looks
and
crazy for the
believing.
rest of the world, right?
Yes. Yes.
I knew I wasn't crazy, but no one else around me thought that I wasn't. Everybody thought I was crazy, completely out of my mind. I didn't even share that with my family. My sister's in Canada, and I talk with her on the phone almost every day. I call my mom every week. They didn't know about it because I knew they will probably, my mom would pray for me, and she would be crying like I lost my mind or something. So I didn't say anything. I didn't need more people to tell me how crazy it was, so I didn't tell them.
Yeah.
But I had to tell my HR, do I come back or I resign for good? I remember typing that email crying, but I just knew I can't go back. Even though I'm not making money, even though I don't know how I'm going to make it without my paycheck, but I tell her, hey, thank you for trusting me and really giving me a chance to come back, but I don't want to come back, and
Yeah.
I'm not coming back. That same week,
Wow.
that same week, I landed my first client. Just to show
Nice.
how, yes, just to show how when you are following your path, when you are trusting yourself, trusting your soul, trusting the voice in you telling you this is the way, even though if you don't see how it's going to work, even though you don't have all the answers, you don't have, all things together, just trust it. And because I jumped and I trusted that, the universe showed me that it was the right move, and I got my first client. So I knew
Now,
I wasn't making a mistake. I really was following my path.
now it's
So
interesting how you mentioned that, because that fire within you was so on that it inspired you to leave everything in the back, like leave everything behind, and then be able to follow that dream. Like it was so hot for you to follow that pursuit and pursue your dream, that you were willing to risk it all
yeah,
to to be able to follow that dream. So what inspired you? Was it the fear? Do you believe it was the fear of not having a job that inspired you to take entrepreneurship to another level, or just really the pursuit of getting that passion, of getting to that result that you were looking for? Was it more of the love and the passion, or was it a fear that drove you to to that results that you were looking for right from the beginning?
it wasn't fear of not having a job because I didn't quit during COVID, right? During COVID, people know now that a job is not that safe. For a long time, people
Mm,
believe that job security is safe. So now we know better. But I wasn't in that place of knowing that I can end up without a job for any given reason. So it wasn't that fear of not having a job tomorrow. First of all,
mm,
I have that entrepreneurship fire in me. Even when I was in Cameroon, I had my small business. I was doing event planning. I never really kept a job because I'm a free spirit. This is just again showing how I ended up where I am. And I have to honor myself. And it
mm,
took me a long time to remember who I really am and be okay with that. Because being me for a long time didn't feel okay. Because the people I was living with were different. They were saying different things that I was thinking. And I wasn't courageous enough at the time to be me, to be okay that I'm a free spirit.
it's okay. Yeah.
I'm not shaped to work for people for 5 years, for 10 years, or have a whole career in a company. It's for other people, not for me. But
And it's okay. It's okay to it's okay for a person to have a career, and
exactly,
because not everyone is made to have an entrepreneurship type of journey, and at the same time, not everyone is made to have a career. So it's okay. Like you said, but for you, you felt that you already had that fire of entrepreneurship for a long, long time. So once you
yes,
came across, it was already you were already thinking about when am I going to start this business technically.
exactly. So the point here is really to just know who you are. There is
Hmm.
nothing right or nothing wrong. It's just knowing what is good for you. What do you want? That's the key.
Mm,
And for a long time, as I was saying, I didn't feel okay to be me because everyone else around me was living a certain way. Nothing wrong about what other people do, but I didn't fit into that picture. And I was trying to fit. I was trying to be like someone, other people, normal people. Just like there is something normal and something not normal. That's not
mm,
true. Anything you want to do is normal for you. Nobody can tell you what is normal, what is okay, what is not. Unless it's against the law, you can really do anything you want. But I wasn't that
and
person.
having that vision,
Yes,
you had that vision. Pardon for cutting you, but you already had a vision, even though no one else could see it. Your vision was clear that what it is that you wanted. So you were, I have a statement. I say, when you once you have a vision, you become driven. So that all that drive is because you already saw that future, right? You saw what it is that you wanted.
yes. I knew for sure I wanted to be free. I was a
Mm,
free spirit, even though I didn't know I wanted to be a coach when I was in Cameroon, for example, because over there it's not really a job. Nobody really walk around and saying I want to be a life coach. It doesn't exist. But but I just knew that I am a free person and I want to wake up when I want to. I want to work when I want to. I want to do my own thing. And it doesn't really work well in the corporate world, you know? They have
mm,
rules you have to follow. That's the least you can do if you belong there. So being in that world, which some people need that. but I was just not that person. Before even the corporate
Mm-mm.
work, even in school, I was not the student that would be in school Monday through Friday from the same time. I wasn't. I would skip school to go back home, not to go do crazy stuff that like you would think teenagers would skip school to go do, just because I didn't want to be there. But you think my parents would have been okay for me to say, I don't want to go to school today? No, they wouldn't. So I will make sure that I will skip school when I know they are not home, and I go back home, and I'll just make sure
Mm.
my grades doesn't let them know that I skip school. And I remember one day the guard at the school asked me, well, every time when you leave from here, where do you go? I said, I go home. He said, are you sure? Because he thought probably I would say I'm going to, have fun or do some
Mm-hmm.
stuff a real teenager would do. But I would just not want to be there. That's it. So that's me. I have a spirit that just doesn't fit in a certain way of or certain type of systems of you have to do the same things at the same time every like a
No.
number of days. It wasn't me. So corporate
So
world was
you
definitely not for me.